Hi guys. So this video is kind of like the continuation, well, no, you're gonna see this before the other video. So this is the scars for the SFX makeup, scars for Halloween, and yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. To start, I'm using the Ben Nye liquid latex, and I'm putting that on my neck because my neck is where one of my scars is going to be. After putting down some liquid latex, I then ripped pieces of tissue and put that all on top of the liquid latex. And then I just kept layering that over and over again. So while my neck was drying, because it takes a really long time to dry, I decided to start on the scar on the side of my face. So I took it from my nose bridge down to the bottom of my chin. And then the same layering that I did with my neck, I did that also with the scar on my face. So this obviously does not match my face right now, and the point of it is to look realistic. So to make the liquid latex and all the layering somewhat match my skin color, I started off with putting the red concealer, the LA Girl Pro concealer, on my neck, and I also did the same thing later on with the scar on my face. And then after that, I put foundation. The foundation that I'm using is the same Maybelline Fit Me foundation in coconut. The shade of my neck at that moment was kind of like a little bit too red for me. So then I used the Fenty Beauty foundation by Rihanna. I'm not sure which shade I am because I don't even see it on the bottle anymore. But yeah, I used that so I could kind of like switch up the shade that it was then, because the foundation that I have, the Fenty Beauty one, is more yellow toned than red toned. Here you see me starting on the scar on my face, putting the red concealer, and then instead of using the Maybelline foundation, I used the Fenty Beauty one. It had, the brush itself still had a mix of the Maybelline one on there still, but I just went straight ahead and used the Fenty Beauty foundation on my face. So everything would blend out better. The same Fenty Beauty foundation that I used on the scars, I put that all over my face. So the scars on my face were still looking really light to me, so I used the darkest shade concealer that I had, which was from NARS. I also don't know what shade it is because it's no longer on the tube, but I just used a darker shade so that it would blend out better, because it already had started out really light. So if you use a darker shade, you have a better chance of even like possibly blending in with your actual skin color. So at this point, I just dealt with the shade that I had, and then so I started cutting where the scar itself would be. But obviously, the scissors that I was trying to use were not even sharp enough to go through all the layers that I had created. So I had to find an even sharper scissors. So when you're doing this, be really careful because you might stab yourself a little bit by accident. But yeah, please be careful. So after cutting open my scar, I then started pulling at the opening a little bit so that it can be more kind of not as perfect as it was before, because if it was really cut, it wouldn't look so clean cut. So you're just gonna pull at it a little bit to make it look a little bit more realistic. At the top, you could kind of see that the scar, or like all the latex and everything that I started putting down, was starting to kind of lift or kind of like move from my neck. And that's because I was honestly moving a lot during this whole process. So when you're doing it, try not to move your head so much, or just don't put it so high up by your neck where you're going to keep moving and creasing, because as you continue to keep trying to move your neck, you're creasing where it is and it's going to start to lift. Pulling apart these scars were so hard to do with these long nails, and I was really struggling. So if you don't have long nails, it'll probably be way easier for you. I mean, if you do have long nails, you'll still be able to do it, but yeah. So after that, I started to put that same dark concealer over the scar again, trying to cover it up some more, just trying to make it blend a little bit better. And all the parts that still kind of look white or beige, to just make it darker. After that, I went into the same Kat Von D palette, used the black shade Sabbath, and I put that on my neck where the scar was open, and as well as on my face. Then that same red concealer, I put that also on the opening of my neck and the opening on my face. Then I use Vampire Blood is what it's called. It's more liquidy. And then I started to put that kind of on the opening of my neck and on my face, and also kind of around the scar itself to kind of make it look more realistic. Then I took the Benai Blood, and that is way more sticky and it's like more of a thicker substance. And so that I like using that blood more. It just looks more realistic to me. So I just started putting that down really carelessly because it can be too exact. So I just let it drip down and just put it all in the opening and outside. Any part where, like, if I made a mistake, that's where I put the blood. So So at this point, I was pretty content with the look. Later on, I just added like a little bit more blood here and there, but I was basically done. So yeah, I didn't get to really make an outro. So this is gonna be my little outro. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, like, and tell all your friends.